My dear fellow friends, today I will introduce an alternate idea of recognition, which you can accomplish by publication of your work in a recognized media. Media publication in the form of journal, book, or patent is very interesting, fascinating, rewarding, valuating, as well as challenging. Let's get started with this fascinating journey. My name is Dr. Mohammad Islam. I work as an academic advisor at Atlantic International University since 2013. Since then, I have supervised more than 500 students at different disciplines in Atlantic International University in fulfilling their academic dream. So, Atlantic International University has educational direction to accommodate UNESCO 2030 goal to sustainable development in its educational activity. Your intended research publication is in line with UNESCO 2030 goal number 4, that is quality education. Your publication in a good journal or media will ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all, because it will give you recognition and will help your fellow researcher in acquiring education as a reference. So today's talk will be, but not limited to, the following topic. First, we will discuss about your publication journey. Then we will talk about what is journal publication. It will be followed by why journal publication, since publication is not so easy. So it is good to know why you are going to accomplish it. Then we will discuss about journal publication of your research work. Then we will discuss about how we can support you in organizing your journal article. Then it will be followed by how to write an article in a scholarly format for journal publication. This is very important for you. Then we will talk about book publication. Then we will talk about patent accomplishment. Few of you have noticed me that you want to make a patent of your invention. So this is a new inclusion today, at the beginning of 2025. Then we will talk about Atlantic International University Publication Aid to its student. And then we will review to publish journal article to go through the details. And finally, we will end up with some concluding remarks. And before conclusion, there will be time for the audience to put questions, and I will be happy to answer the questions, if any. Now let's talk about our online discussion issues. Today, I will introduce an alternate idea of your research work, that is, publish your research accomplishment in a journal. Many fellow students are afraid to publish their work in a journal. They think it is tricky, but in reality, it is not that much tricky at all. Many of you may have written letter to your partner or friends. There sometimes you describe a story. Similarly, a journal article is like a living story. There you describe accomplishment of your research work from beginning to end in a structured format. Are you ready for it? Let's get started. Now let's talk about what is journal publication. A journal is a collection of articles and is published periodically throughout the year. A journal publication is a scholarly publication containing articles written by researchers, professors, and other experts. Journals focus on a specific discipline or field of study. Unlike newspaper and magazine, journals are intended for academic and technical audience, not for general readers. Are you ready for it? Let's get started. Now let's talk about why journal publication. Most journal publications are peer-reviewed publication. It means your journal article has been reviewed and ratified by experts in your subject areas before publication. Once this is done, your journal article constitute authentication to be accepted by scholars worldwide. Journal publication is important in engaging in professional communications and advancing scientific knowledge and improving human life. Publishing article in a journal can give your work visibility among other researchers in your field outside of your circles of contacts and colleagues. Journal publications can make your work more discoverable as they are already been read by circles of interested readers. Your published journal article constitutes solid basis to be referred by future fellow researchers. So once you publish a journal, it constitutes solid basis to be referred by fellow researchers worldwide. Are you ready for it? Let's get started. So now let's talk about journal publication of your research work. Before journal publication, you need to compile and write up your research work compatible to a standard journal format. Before doing that, it is good to answer few relevant questions like, are you interested in publishing your work? Are you organized to do this? Do you have experience in reviewing journal in the area of your interest? Can you write your final thesis in research format? Do you want international recognition or acclaim for your research work? Do you want your research work to be referred by fellow researchers? Do you want worldwide acceptance of your research work? Do you want to increase weight of your CV by incorporating your research outcome? Do you want to be a competent candidate in finding a job in the area of your interest? Do you want to be a qualified researcher? Do you want to create an impact in your area of interest? If answer to most or some of these questions are yes, you are a qualified researcher to publish your work in a journal. Are you ready for it? Let's get started. Now let's talk about how we can support you in organizing your journal article. First, you have to write your journal article according to a prescribed format. For this, you need to review several journal articles in your subject area to understand the suitable format. Ensure your article aligns with chosen journal's guidelines. Then let's talk about what will be the content. Adapt your thesis content to fit journal article format. Focus on most significant findings and contributions of your research. Pay special attention in results and discussion section because this section will act as an antecedent to be accepted in a reputed journal. Then you have to submit your journal for evaluation and review, and the journal's editorial team will evaluate and review your submission. Then you need to be prepared to make any necessary revision based on the feedback you receive. Once this is done and reviewers accept your article, you need to pay article processing cost in most cases. If your article is accepted, you will need to pay article processing cost directly to the journal. This cost can vary from 50 US dollar up to 1000 US dollar depending on the journal. Note this article processing cost is a standard practice in academic publishing and is not requirement by Atlantic International University. It is solely managed by the journal. Then once published, your article will be available online. Then you can use your published article as a reference in your CV and can highlight it in your list of accomplishments. Our team at Atlantic International University is here to assist you throughout this process. We can help you organize your manuscript and submit it to the right journal for acceptance and publication. Now, this is the very important parts we are going to discuss. This is how to write journal in a scholarly format for journal publication. Writing journal article can seem daunting, but with right structure and guidance, it becomes a manageable and rewarding task. Here is a step-by-step format to help you structure your journal article. Follow this blueprint to ensure your article meets the standard of academic journal. The format for journal article varies from journal to journal, and it is recommended to review the specific journal's guideline to know the specific format and follow the format that you are going to accomplish. But today, I will introduce a general format which is acceptable in most journals. For first, you need to write a title. For that, you need to craft a clear and concise title that reflects the essence and integral notion of your research. Then you need to write down the authors' names and affiliation, list all authors involved in research, including their institutional affiliation. I have published more than 25 articles since now, and since process has been started, but uh, none of my students can write down author's names and affiliation in right format. I have edited all the articles before submitting it to the journal for evaluation and review. But this is very simple. Write down your name, then your institutional affiliations and the address, your email address, and that's it. So I don't know why you cannot write down authors' names and affiliation in right format in your manuscript. Then you need to write down the abstract. Provide a brief summary of your research, including the purpose, methodology, and key findings. This section need to be between 150 to 300 words, not more. Then you need to write down 5 keywords. Identify 5 key terms that are central to your research. By tagging these 5 keywords, a finder can find your article. Then you need to write down introduction. Introduce your research topic, its significance and objective of your study. Cite 10 to 20 references in support of your scholarly argument, which constitute relevance of your, and always end up writing introduction section by including aim and purpose of use. Then you need to write down the program description section. Describe problem your research addresses. This section needs to be 50 to 150 words. Then you need to write down research objective. Clearly state objectives and goal of your research. Write down 3 to 5 points. Each point should not be more than 15 words long. Then you need to write down materials and methods. Detail the materials and methods used in your research to ensure reproducibility. Methods need to be referred by appropriate references to establish solid basis of acceptance. Then you need to write down theoretical background. Discuss the theoretical framework and existing literature related to your research. And after that, you need to write down results and discussion. This is very important. And to my point of view, this is the heart of your manuscript. So present your findings and discuss their implication in context of your research questions and objectives. Use graphical presentation of your results and discussion with logical interpretation. The more nicely you will write results and discussion section, there will be more chance to be accepted your manuscript in a recognized journal. Then you need to write down the conclusion section, summarize your key findings and their significance, and suggest potential direction for future research. Then you need to write down the acknowledgement section, acknowledge individuals or organizations that supported your research. And then you need to write down list of symbols, if any, provide a list of symbols used in your research. And finally, you need to write down the references. Include all references cited in your research paper. And formatting guideline is like this. Use 10 to 12 point font size, single space text. aim for a length of 8 to 12 pages. This is approximately 3,500 to 5,000 words in total for a standard scholarly article. Now, few of you have expressed your desire to publish your work as a book. For this, you need to organize your book. And first of all, like the journal article, you need to craft a title that reflects your book content. Then after the title, usually people write down the dedication. There you can dedicate your book to the sweet memories of your acquaintance and beloved one. Then you need to write down forward preface summary of your book from the author. So you need to write down the summary of your book. Then after the summary, it is good to include a forwarding letter from editors. For example, if your book has been edited or reviewed by some, you can request them to write few words in favor of your book, and you can include that in your book. It will increase the weight of your book. Then book content, first of all, you need to write down the need and driving force for documentation. It is good to write down why you have written down the book. The reason behind written down the book may be interested to the readers. Then you need to develop the book content from beginning to end. Here you have endless opportunity to write down what you want to write. Unlike journal article is stipulated to 8 to 12 pages, in maximum cases 15 pages. But in book, you can write down as many pages as you can. So there is no limitation to write down a book. Then you need to write down key messages of your book to the intended readers. So before ending the book, you can write down the key messages you can deliver to your readers. Then finally, you can write down the conclusion section to conclude books. And Kinley Direct Publishing and Lambert Academic Publishing, they publish book without any cost. So you can publish your book in this publisher as a free of cost. And this is a new inclusion to our publication classes, that is patenting process. One of my students have expressed his desire to make a patent, and we encourage from the Atlantic International University to make a patent, because patent is the topmost recognized form of invention. So here is a step in the patenting process. So first, you have to establish your invention, understand and disclosure. For this, understand and disclosure what you have invented. Then you have to write. You have to make a patentability search. Search a format of patented article for your own. Then you have to find an application for patent. Browse your chosen patent authority and fill up their application. Then you have to make the drafting of a patent. So draft your own patent text, and then you have to file the patent application. File your patent application to the chosen patent authority platform. Then you need to request for examination. You have to request to examine your claimed patent. Then you need to respond to observation. If any, be prepared to answer observation you receive. Then if your patent is accepted, it will be granted. If granted, you can enjoy the patentability right and enjoy the royalty as admissible from the beneficiary customer within the covered area. And patenting process is costly. US patent can cost up to 30,000 US dollar, and European patent can cost 6,300 US dollar. But if your patent is accepted, I think Atlantic International University can help you to pay partial patenting cost. Then Atlantic International University publication aid to its students. From Atlantic International University, we provide editorial help by motivating you in the form of seminars and in the form of emails, what exactly we are doing now. Then we provide information, and information includes need, benefit, and quality assurance. We demonstrate the need for publication because you want to be recognized. That is the most reason behind publishing your work in a recognized journal. Then benefit, we discuss about the benefit. The benefit for journal publication is endless. There is no demerits in publishing. You will acquire all the merits if you can accomplish publication. And this is a form of quality assurance. Once you publish something, it is accepted by worldwide. And by doing that, you can ensure the quality. And we help you organizing your journal articles, and we help you choosing the right publisher to publish your work. Then we also help you submission, and we also help you in order to accept your journal article to a recognized journal. Then Atlantic International University also provide financial help. Atlantic International University credit article processing cost from your tuition fees. It means at the beginning, even though you need to pay the article processing cost, but when you notice that to the university authority, they will credit this article processing cost from your tuition fees. This eventually means your intended journal publication does not cost anything to you if you are a student of Atlantic International University. Then by doing this, Atlantic International University encourage you to publish your work in journal article. So before conclusion, I would like to show you published journal article to go through the details. Yes. Here, two articles were published under the same DOI. And first, you need to write down the title. For example, for these articles, we wrote down our titles like this: Sustainable Treatment of Emerging Organic Pollutant, Endocrine Disruption Chemicals from Water and Wastewater. And the second article was Role of Atlantic International University Online-Based Distance Learning Education System to Achieve UNESCO 2030 Goal Towards Sustainable Development. Then after the title, you need to write down the author's names and affiliation. Here we have written down author's names and affiliation. So writing the author's names and affiliation is very easy. If you have any doubt, you can review journal articles and the format of writing down author's names and affiliations. Then after author's names and affiliation, you need to write down the abstract. I am going to show the abstract in the second article because the second article was directly related to Atlantic International University online-based distance learning education system. Always start writing journal article abstract by introducing some interested remark to your readers. For example, here we have written down online-based distance learning education system is an emerging education system in the 21st century to educate students efficiently all over the world. For this, Atlantic International University has developed online-based distance learning education system to educate students based on andragogy and omniology. Then continue writing abstract. And after the abstract section, you need to write down the keywords. Write down at least 5 keywords which are central to your manuscript. By tagging these keywords, a finder can find your article online. Then after into abstract, you need to write down the introduction. I am going to show you introduction in the first article because there we have referred many references. Uh, Include at least 10 to 20 references in support your scholarly argument in introduction section. For example, we have written down many references here. Uh, then always end up introduction section by writing aim and purpose of your research. For example, here we have written down aim of this study is to optimize process variables, including sparger size to introduce the right load of ozone for emerging organic pollutant as well as endocrine disruption chemicals mineralization. And purpose is to deduce flexible, reliable, effective treatment methods by incorporating ozonolysis technique. Then after introduction section, you need to write down the problem description, describe the problem your research faces. Then after problem description, write down the objectives. Write down objectives in 3 to 5 points. Points should not be more than 15 words long. Then you need to write down the materials and method, describe the materials and method you use in your research, and write down the references in support of your and methods. And then after materials and methods section, I am going to show you our second article. After materials and method, you need to write down results and discussion. Divide your results and discussion in different parts and discuss results and discussion with graphical presentation and logical interpretations. The nicely you will write up your results and discussion section, the more there will be a chance to get accepted in a recognized journal. Then after results and discussion section, you need to write down conclusion. Then start writing conclusion section by introducing some interesting word to your readers. For example, we have written here sustainability study on online-based education system of Atlantic International University was carried out in this research. Part of this study was conducted by questionnaire survey based on student reflection. And weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis on distance learning education system in Atlantic International University reveal impressive. Then you continue your result and discussion, and always end up result and discussion conclusion section uh, by inserting direction of your future research, how you will carry out your research in future. Form of continuation should be documented in the section. And after conclusion section, you need to write down the references, include all references you include in your. This is how the content of journal articles writes. Now I am going back again to main presentation section uh, in for making concluding remarks. So for conclusion, I can say that your journal publication provides recognition of your work, it works as a references, it acts as a means of communication and circulation, it gives you authentication and validation, and it also award you quality accomplishment. Remember, we are here to support you at every step. If you need assistance with any part of writing, do not hesitate to reach out. Let's get started on transforming your research into a published article.